Early this week, the pedestrian hybrid beacon traffic signal at the intersection of Mass Ave and Swan Place began functioning as a traditional traffic signal. The hawk signal had been a source of confusion for drivers, pedestrians, and cyclists.
Obviously, it was confusing for some users, and it also wasn't the best fit for cyclists using the crosswalk as well. It didn't provide cyclists a very good direction when they should go and they should stay.
The original light was installed earlier this year as part of the Arlington Center Safe Travel project. Nearly 5 years of planning went into the updates.
Realizing as the Minuteman Bikeway became so popular and we're going through this incredibly busy intersection in Arlington Center, that it was certainly justified making improvements.
Part of that planning was working around the criteria for a full traffic signal in order to receive funding from the state.
Basically, you need to have a certain amount of traffic on the main street, on Mass Ave in this case, and a certain amount of traffic on the side street, Swan Place, in order for Mass DOT to justify installing a full-fledged traffic signal. And in the design process, it was thought that this intersection did not meet the criteria.
We reevaluated the criteria for putting a full traffic signal in, and when you count the amount of bicyclists that come down Swan Place to use that intersection, it then triggers the viability of putting in a full signal, making it warranted.
The light will now operate as a more familiar traffic signal and is synchronized with the lights at the Mass Ave Pleasant Street intersection. The change will cost the town roughly $20,000.
A lot of the hardware has been installed already. There was very little hardware we actually had to install. A lot of what was already installed is being repurposed for a full traffic signal, but a few different lenses had to be installed.
New pedestrian and bike crossing signals are now operating at the center's main intersection.
With this project, made the signal timings much more flexible to help move traffic a bit more efficiently, which meant that going diagonally on that left turn was no longer a good thing to do. So added the bike signals and the bike box. It's now a two-stage crossing, a little bit less efficient, but it's an example of the trade-offs you have to make.
Scott Smith, member of the Transportation Advisory Committee and the Bicycle Advisory Committee, is optimistic about the update.
It seems to be an improvement. There will still be some issues. There's still some stuff on the to-do list involving signs and paint, which should happen this spring when the weather becomes warm enough again. So at this point, I really have to say is, so far, so good. But we'll really understand more come spring when PAF traffic increases again.
Bicycle lanes will be updated and painting will be completed in the spring. For Arlington Public News, I'm Sean Stackhouse.